the opportunity for a Hollywood finish. Will take the 250.
Phoenix, there they go, down to the bottom, 4 or 5 wide. Let's see if they can all keep it together. But Jacob Barker gets...
Remember last year when they ran the Weenie 500, they streamed it on YouTube, on their YouTube channel? They're bringing it to TV this year.
Hello and good evening and welcome to Wednesday Night Dash. And my intro graphic is not coming up. Cool, we're off to a roaring start. By the way, I am DJ Fluck. Get that intro graphic going. There we go, Valley 75 tonight at Phoenix Raceway. Jackson Lambros is unavailable this evening. He's actually out calling karting races. Obviously very talented man. So he will be handling karting duties. He's on his way out. And he will be back for the next race. Tonight we are at Phoenix Raceway with the current configuration for, called the 2021 configuration, with the big, wide, sweeping dog leg, which caused chaos in the fall when we were last here. And we look to hopefully not repeat those issues. So let's head out to the track. We're getting ready to start qualifying here in a moment. And practice has just ended. All right, so we are with the 68 of Wesley Fuge as he's coming out to take his first of 2 laps. Actually, it's going to switch. Let's switch it over to Garrett Jarnigan here in the 32. So Garrett's going to cut the dog leg, which we fully expect to see a lot of tonight. As we mentioned before, the dog leg caused some chaos on the restarts last time out. We had probably 3 or 4 cautions caused by dogleg incidents. Nick Warboy currently sitting on the pole with a 26.701. Let's see if Garrett can top that. Oh, not quite. Garrett's sitting in a comfortable P3 as he comes around to complete his second lap. Hunter Hughes takes over, 26. Robert Lewis, last week's surprise winner in our fuel race at Kentucky, sneaks ahead on provisional pole. And Dawson Buchanan sneaks in there and takes a spot that's been very common to him. We still have a handful of drivers out there. Don't see Tyler Cheney out there. No Colton Garner yet. Bill Malfield usually sits out qualifying. That's Lucas Puntarelli. Let's see how Lucas, currently sitting P12 at the 27.115. $27,353. So that's not going to be good enough to move him up. So Tyler Cheney snuck out there and got 2 laps in on us. So we are about 90 seconds away from qualifying being over. While we have a moment, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule here. Next week with iRacing Week 13, that is commonly an off week for us. But we will be running the Bottom Split Racing Series on Monday night at Las Vegas. If you are new to oval racing, come check that out. If you're not very good at oval racing and want to get into it, we will prorate you into the series. Go visit frracingonline.com/BSRS to learn more. We are only on our 3rd race out of 8 this season. We'll be doing another 8-race season later on in the summer and fall. A lot of fun. It's ARCA cars. We get out there. We try to keep it not simple, but we just do that one fuel run, that one tire run. You don't have to worry about strategy. You just run your race. You work on racecraft. You're in there with others at your, pretty close to equivalent skill level. It's a lot of fun. It's broadcasted on Monday nights at 10 p.m. every other Monday, with this Monday coming up. Jacob Barker in tonight's race was the winner of last night's Indy Racing World Series event at Homestead Miami Speedway. Really difficult. They introduced the hybrid package this year in the IndyCar, or actually back in December, but this is 2 races in now, and we're still kind of figuring out what's the best approach to it. And there have been some opinions where people are just not going to mess with it, and others they're still playing around. So we're going to be off next week, and we will head to Dover in 2 weeks. All right, as we get ready, this is a very short pace lap. It's a 1-mile track, as we mentioned. And the pace car enters at turn 2, so Dawson Buchanan will be bringing the field to green down the long, quote, backstretch of Phoenix Raceway and bringing him to green in the restart zone. So let's get real quick. This is going to have to be quick, so here we go. Dawson Buchanan on the pole tonight, followed by Robert Lewis, last week's winner, in second. Let's do a rear cam. This is going to have to move really quick here. Jacob Barker in third tonight, followed by the number 7 of Tyler Cheney, a race winner here. Colton Garner has won 4 times at this track in this series, will be starting 5th. Garrett Jarnigan in the 32 will be starting 6th. John Miles of JM Motorsports, 7th. Hunter Hughes, also a race winner this season, in 8th. Matthew Faust in 9th. Christopher Fuge in 10th. Connor Fuge in 11th. Nick Warboy in 12th. Lucas Puntarelli in 13th. The 68 of Wesley Fuge in 14th. Brian McKinney 15th. JP Jones in 16th. And we are underway. I told you that was short. Get the rest of the starting lineup done here in a second. As we are underway, and Robert Lewis, very minimal on the dog leg. We stay clean. Here we go. Robert Lewis leads the field and leads the opening lap of 75 at Phoenix. Now we're starting to see some dog leg action here. John Miles moved up to 6th. And we have a caution. Looks like it may have been the 68 of Wesley Fuge. Let's go back and see if we can find it. Jinxed us. Gets into the... Oh, there we go. No, it was Hunter Hughes and Chris Fuge and Wesley Fuge. Oh, geez. And Wesley Fuge is in it as well. Let's take a look. Man, what a bad string of luck for Hunter Hughes. See if we back that up here. So what happened? Whoops. There we go. Look. Hooked. We got Garrett Jarnigan in there too. Nick Warble into the back of Garrett Jarnigan. Looks like Chris just hooked Hunter. A little front end damage there, but he's under his way. Garrett Jarnigan also back underway. See Nick Warboy, we see Wesley Fuge, we see Chris Fuge, we see Hunter Hughes, we see Garrett Jarnigan all in the pits, probably getting the fast repairs. All right. Jacob Barker, in all that chaos, managed to claim the lead. Robert Lewis slid back to 3rd. Dawson Buchanan still in 2nd. All right, we should be close to going back to green here. All right. Lights are out on the Ford Mustang pace car. Jacob Barker coming around, and we'll be bringing the field to green. We got a little bit of a blink from Robert Lewis there as the field comes together to go 2 wide down the long stretch all by themselves. Let's get up onto the chopper view. Actually, no, we're going to go to blimp view. We're going to watch this from above and see how clean this restart goes. Lucas Pucciarelli has moved up into 8th place. Matthew Faust in 7th. And Jacob Barker enters the restart zone, and there he goes. The green flag is out once again at Phoenix. Right into the dog leg. Jacob clears Dawson. Big run from Tyler Cheney. Oh, and he's going to scrape the wall just a little bit, but holds on to it. Robert Lewis drops back to 4th. What a run by Tyler Cheney. Clears Dawson Buchanan for 2nd. Maybe, but Dawson goes low and clears Tyler for 2nd once again. And we're under caution again. What happened now? I'm not sure. Let's see if we can back it up and figure this out. Whoops. And there's your answer. JP Jones in the 21 pinched Lucas up against the wall. Little bump from Connor Fuge, but away he goes. Second caution of the night. Oh, good. My event log is working yet again. Good. I don't have to guess anymore. I'll be using that. Well, it wasn't working. It wasn't feeding the event data, but I can see now what happened. All right. Again, your top 5 are Jacob Barker in the 12, Dawson Buchanan, Tyler Cheney, Robert Lewis, and Colton Garner. The lights are off on the pace car. We're going green next time. Back to the blimp view. If any of you are heading to Phoenix Raceway this weekend for the Desert Double, I will be there both days with the family. So I'll be wearing the Stadium Scene TV hat with the logo you see in the corner. Can't miss me. See me, come say hi. All right, pace car is in. Coming around to start lap 10 of 75 tonight. Goes Barker away, takes the green flag, and we are green once again at Phoenix. Big dive into the dog leg with Tyler Cheney. Pushes Jacob I in turn 1. Does he have enough to clear him? Ooh, that was close. Cheney with the advantage on the inside, maybe. No, still can't clear him. But will be credited with the lead on that lap. And the fastest lap of the race so far at a 26.926. One person to keep an eye on is Dawson Buchanan back there in third. He's as good of a tire saver as anyone. And last fall during the Phoenix race, he hung around, got involved in an incident or two, but managed to hang around there and then make his run late, passing in the inside the last 2 laps and taking the win. That's something we're gonna have to keep an eye on here with him again. Man, Tyler Cheney with another fast lap. Check back, Hunter Hughes in the 18th after that lap 1 incident has worked his way back up inside the top 10, sitting in 9th right now. A little bit of a slide from JP Jones in 10th. Here goes Hunter Hughes making a move low, and Brian McKinney taps the wall, giving Hunter the opening to move into 8th. And Nick Warboy is sideways, but he will continue to go. We got another, looks like Chris Fuge is back and moving again. We will stay green. Ooh. A lot of front fender damage there on the 49. This has not been a good night for him, but we are staying green. like Chris is going to enter the pit and use that second fast repair. It's Robert Lewis. Slips back to 5th as Colton Garner works his way into 4th. And we have hit another caution. Oh boy. It's like Brian McKinney and Matthew Faust. JP Jones has been black flagged. Looks like he may have been too fast entering. Oh, there it is. Yep. It's a good hard battle between the 89 and Matthew Faust and Brian McKinney. Colton Gardner has inherited the lead. He is not stopped yet. Wesley Fuge is up to 4th. Hunter Hughes up to 5th. One pit stop should do it. It seems like most everybody has stopped. Matthew Faust, one of them. John Miles isn't stopped. Robert Lewis, Colton Garner. And the pace car lights are out. We're going to go green at Phoenix once again. Pace car drops onto pit road. Colton Garner and Robert Lewis feeding the pack to this restart. So we mentioned the top 3 of Colton, Robert, and John Miles have not stopped yet. And there he goes. The green flag is out. Colton Garner, John Miles, Hunter Hughes, Lucas Puntarelli, Jacob Barker, Matthew Faust, all down to the dog leg. As Wesley Fuge makes a move up to 3rd. But here comes John Miles on the inside. And my controls here have taken on a mind of their own. All right, let's get back down here. Colton Garner leads, coming around to complete lap number 22 at Phoenix. All right, it's time for me to be quiet for a little bit and let's turn it up. We're a third of the way through the race with Colton Garner leading Robert Lewis, followed by Tyler Cheney and Wesley Fuge. Actually, Jacob Barker moves into fourth. Wesley Fuge drops to fifth, and Dawson Buchanan sitting sixth. Tyler Cheney moves to the inside for the lead, pushes Colton Garner up the track. He's going to clear him. Jacob Barker is going to clear him as well, move into second. New leader, Tyler Cheney. Look at Bill Mofield, pulls his way into the top 10. And slides right up into ninth. Oh, and Lucas is sideways, and I just announcer jinxed him. Oh, man. There we go again. I need to stop complimenting people. Oh, boy. All right. Let's take a look at that one. Oh. He came down, Bill came up, and Chris Fuge, oh man, he is not having a great night. Our series leader is just not enjoying himself out there this evening. If he's not in it, he's getting collected. Are we live? Let's make sure we are live. Thank you again to all who are tuning in while we've got a minute here. The upcoming schedule, we've got 2 races left in the Wednesday Night Dash season. We are heading to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City for our road course race of the season. And then closing it out in Michigan. We'll take a couple weeks off, and then we are switching to trucks for 10. We should have that schedule out. Well, the drivers will see it late this week, but we will release it next week. All right, pace car lights are out. Let's go back to our blimp cam for this restart. sure. We were live on TikTok tonight, but something happened. Let's get that fixed. All right, pace car is off. Oh, it says we're still live on TikTok. Don't know why I don't see it. And we are back underway. Tyler Cheney, Jacob Barker. There's Dawson Buchanan making his move. Oh, we are live on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. It's just not super obvious. Oh! And Tyler Cheney disappeared from the screen for a second. Nothing scarier than having one of your opponents, Jacob Barker, with the fastest lap. Bonus point goes to the fastest lap of the race, so that is going to be critical coming down to the wire here with 2 races to go after tonight. With series leader Chris Fuge having a really off night, he's going to have a really good showing in Mexico City if he wants to hold on to this lead, because Dawson Buchanan is chasing him. Garrett Jarnigan is not too far behind. Jacob Barker works his way back up to the lead. Oh, and Hunter Hughes bounces off the wall coming out of turn 2. Tyler Cheney's worked his way back into third. Colton Garner took an awfully high line through 3 and 4 there. Nick Warboy up in 7th, going 3 wide through 1 and 2. And oh. I mean, it's not 7 wide like the trucks did last November, but still not a lot of space through there. And track limits? What track limits? Parker Lee's coming around to take lap 41. We are over halfway. Here's everybody has made their pit stop, so outside of damage, it should be enough to get us to the end. We do have the opportunity to have 3 overtimes if necessary. That was the rule change for this year. We wanted to try to end the race under green. And yeah, my crash of the week from last week from Indianapolis on the 3rd overtime took some heat, deservedly so. On a side note, if you are interested in broadcasting, we currently don't have any open series, but we do need fill-ins from time to time, and we're looking on taking additional series live on Stadium Scene TV throughout 2026. So if you're interested in broadcasting and you're an existing iRacing member, get in touch with us at Stadium Scene on most social medias, at Stadium_Scene on Instagram. Shoot us a DM or go to stadiumscene.tv and get in touch with us on the contact form. Just let us know you're interested in broadcasting, and we're going to put together a training program. Even if you're new to broadcasting, if you've done personal live streaming, that's half the battle right there. I mean, if I can do it, we can train anybody to do it, to be honest with you. So you're interested in joining our bench for future expansion or fill in when situations like this, when Jackson has to go out and do karting duty, or another issue pops up, we're always looking for people to fill out that bench. So get in touch with us. We want to hear from you. It's just such a great battle between Jacob Barker and Dawson Buchanan. Need to go check and see what else is going on, but I just don't want to look away right now. Look at this, Hunter Hughes back into the top 5 after his struggles starting. Picks off Tyler Cheney for 4th. Tyler again on the inside. Ooh, that was close, but we are good. Oh, man. Dawson Buchanan missed that. Dawson Buchanan takes the lead. You're acting as your own producer, director, and broadcaster. It's fortunate you can miss some stuff, but got plenty of time to go. A lot of great action coming up here. Last 26, 27 laps. Let's go on board with Jacob Barker and watch the chase. Oh! Oh! Barker better close the gap here soon. Last thing Dawson needs to his opponents is clean air, because he will build up a lead and build it up in a hurry. As you can see that the lead has expanded to 9/10 of a second already. Oh, off the wall again. Got a little bit of a gap there. Let's look around and see what's going on. Tyler Cheney back in 6th. Battling with John Miles, Nick Warboy right now. John Miles clears him for the moment. John Miles, the voice of the Bottom Split Racing Series, will be back in action in the booth Monday night from Las Vegas. 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Stadium Scene TV, so don't miss that. Warboy on the outside of Cheney. A little bit of a wall bump. Is he going to clear him? Oof. Cut across his nose there. Nick Warboy up into 6th after being involved in an early incident. Hunter Hughes is up into 4th after his early incident. Might be a record. I've had to use my cough button at least a dozen times tonight. So far, so good keeping him off the air. Like Dawson has opened up a 2-second lead. There he is all the way back there, and he is just pulling away. Putting on a clinic tonight. Nothing but daylight in front of him. Colton Gardner has cut his gap to Jacob Barker to about 0.8 of a second right now. If he can close it in that battle for second. I mean, just look at the space between Dawson up ahead, followed by Jacob, and then Colton in 3rd. Let's go on board with Dawson Buchanan. Maybe we can see what makes him tick. Not much changing inside the top 3. Our best battle here looks like is for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Looks like Lucas Puntarelli is chasing down Wesley Fuge. That. There we go. Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, that is definitely not 1.4 seconds between the two. Well, so much for that stat. Looks like Chris Fuge just pulled out. JP Jones currently sitting in 16th, 2 laps down. Brian McKinney trying to chase down Bill Mulfield for 14th. And you could see there in the background, Dawson is closing in on Brian and Bill. So he's going to be hitting some lap traffic soon. But still currently sits 3.1 seconds over Jacob Barker in 2nd. We've got another battle down here between Matthew Faust in the 89 and Tyler Cheney. Now we're starting to see the field get spread out quite a bit. It's right here is your closest battle right now. Cheney and Faust. Not saying it. Lap number. Nope, not saying it. There he is. There's Dawson chasing down both Brian McKinney and Bill Mulfield right at the end of the lead lap. See how he makes work with this traffic. Brian goes high through 3 and 4, and Dawson just cruises right by. Same thing with Bill Mulfield. Made quick work of them. He has now grown his lead to 4.6 seconds as we come around for lap number 71. We're 5 to go. Chris Fuge opened the night with a 7-point lead over Dawson Buchanan. Not anymore. Three early incidents. Chris has bowed out of the race and will be walking away 17th tonight. This is not what he needed for his championship hopes as Dawson Buchanan takes with 3 to go. Two to go. Oh. Connor Fuge into the wall. This is not... Oh, Dawson gets a little loose, but he's okay. Clears Connor. We're on our final lap. Dawson Buchanan coming around 1 and 2. Now a little loose there, but looks okay as he heads down the backstretch of Phoenix Raceway. Backstretch, yeah, I know. Comes into turns 3 and 4. And crossing the line, the winner of the Valley 75 is Dawson Buchanan, who will take over the series lead with 2 to go heading to Mexico City. Jacob Barker finishes 2nd, Colton Garner 3rd, Hunter Hughes 4th. John Miles is your top 5. A strong run from the 54 tonight. All right, we will get word from our winners, our top 3 tonight here in a moment. as the team owner comes over, gives him a nice congratulatory bump. 2 JM cars finishing in the top 5. That's going to go a long way in the team standings. There he goes, burning it down. Dawson Buchanan with a dominant win. 5.65 seconds over Jacob Barker in second place. Once he got clear, he was gone. All right, let's take a look at the final results tonight. Dawson Buchanan is your winner, followed by Jacob Barker, second, Colton Gardner in third, Hunter Hughes, John Miles, Nick Warboy, Matthew Faust in seventh, Tyler Cheney in eighth, Garrett Jarnigan in ninth, last week's winner, Robert Lewis, in 10th. There we go. Wesley Fuge walks away 11th. Lucas Puntarelli, with a couple of incidents, finishes 12th. Connor Fuge 13th. Bill Mulfield 14th. Brian McKinney 15th. JP Jones 16th. Chris Fuge is going to drop out of the lead, finishes 17th. And Eric Richardson rounds out the field tonight. As we wait for our top 3 to get in here. All right, we've got 2 out of 3 waiting for Dawson, but we'll go ahead and get the interviews started here. Let's start with our third place driver, Colton Garner. Colton, congratulations on your third place finish tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Tell us about, we had a night race to close out the season last fall. We went in the daytime. The temperature was set just like the spring race in March. What was the difference for you going between a night race in the fall and the O'Reilly series now into these next gen I guess Gen 7 cars now?
What during that night race I think it was a little bit warmer track temp wise in that one, and it wore the tires a little bit quicker and a little bit just more. But today, even though it was the day race, the track temps were really low, and it just took forever for the tire fall off to really sort of make a difference unless you made a flip decision on pitting.
And the temperature today, funny you mentioned that, is actually going to be pretty close to what the forecast is for Sunday for the actual race, with the temperature of 68 degrees with a track temp of 83. So, Colton, anyone you'd like to thank?
First off, I want to say I'm sorry to Braden or Robert Lewis. I overcooked it going into turn 3 with him and Cheney side by side, and I didn't mean to get into him. I'm doing this part-time. I don't want to hit nobody and cause any issues, but it was just a weird set of events going down into that corner. The brakes just locked up once I noticed I was going in to hit him. But I'm sorry about that. Thanks French Broad Fire and Rescue for all their support. It's awesome to get to run their car again, and Jiffy Lube and everybody out there that helps run this thing to put this thing together. And shout out to all the SMR crew for all their hard work. We put in a lot of work this year and had a lot of results so far in 2026, which has been awesome to see. And if you want any SMR merch, go to smrshopteamstore.com.
All right. That's Colton Gardner, your third place finisher. Moving on to second place, Jacob Barker finished last night's Indy Racing World Series race with a win at Homestead, and then turns around and finishes second at Phoenix. Jacob, you are having quite a week, sir.
Yeah, excuse me, not a bad week at all. Wish we could have gotten the sweep, but these things come in due time. Congrats to Dawson. You ran a good race. Had fun battling him. Even if we have had our run-ins in the past, it was a lot of fun battling him once again. It was a interesting race because I didn't take lefts at all during the pit sequences. I didn't think that it mattered whether you took 2 or 4 throughout the race. Of course, it mattered when you decided you wanted to do it, but it just tire difference compared to the rights to the lefts was so substantial. I just decided to take 2 tires the entire time.
So different tire strategy kept you out front most of the time. You led several laps tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, obviously all the boys with SMR and BRR. We do a lot of work, as Colton said, in our spare time preparing for these events. Moza, W Energy Formula, Turtle Beach Headsets, and SMRshop.com for the sponsorship today and a couple races in the past. Hey, my friends that are watching, appreciate them tuning in, and we'll go get them. We'll go get them on the road in Mexico in a couple weeks.
All right, that's Jacob Barker, your second place finish tonight. Congratulations. And tonight, our winner, who is very familiar with winning in this series, Dawson Buchanan. Dawson, congratulations. You know, we pointed out on the broadcast that you like to hang around, and then once you make your move, you're gone. And tell us a little bit about, what went through your mind tonight. You were kind of hanging around in the top 5, and when you decided to make that move.
Yeah, well, first off, I believe it was Cheney and Baker. They were both super fast. They were on the short run, and I knew that. I think they both may have took 2 tires at one point.
That's
I know
right.
for sure Baker did, but yeah. So I knew that if I just kind of rode and just gave it time and prayed for a green flag run, that it would I'd come out on top there. So, but overall, it was a good race. It was a ton of fun racing there with Barker at the end. That was some pretty good battles, and I want to shout out B2 Ag Drones for hopping on the car, sponsoring us for this race. And yeah, if you want any Jam Motorsports merch, hop on the Instagram page. There's a link for some 4-car merch there. That short little plug there, but
I love it. I love
yeah.
it. All everyone's got merch now. Yes. It's all right. We've been selling merch for 4 years now, so I don't blame you one bit. So coming in, you have taken over the lead. You were hanging back with Chris. Chris finished 17th tonight, so you're going to take over as the series leader with 2 to go. Going to Mexico City, road courses have traditionally not been your strongest suit. How are you preparing for Mexico City here in 2 weeks?
Like, I do a lot of laps, that's for sure. Like you said, road courses are not my thing. So if I can just go to Mexico City and finish the race with no damage, I would be extremely happy. And then I think, is Michigan the last race?
It is Michigan. Yep.
Yeah, that one could also be one of the tougher ones on the schedule for one of those dominant wins, because I think it'll be one of those drafting races. So if I can put together a good road course and then finish finish both of them, I think I'll end up being all right.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to create a little chaos going into the last couple of weeks of this season, and the driving too this time around versus last fall. I mean, we had 12, 13 cautions in the fall. We're far fewer tonight. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but you got that green flag run, as you mentioned. And that clearly made the difference for you tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely, it plays into my favor, I think, when we do get those green flag runs. But I mean, props to you guys for making the whole change with the cautions, because that has, I mean, it's made the racing like so much better, so much more fun. I mean, like the whole last 10 laps, I was like, please, 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 please don't be no cautions, because you know that the people are gonna do something different than you. So, and then there's no telling what can happen in front of you. But yeah, that's definitely played into my favor tonight with the long green flag run there at the end.
Awesome. That was anyone you'd like to thank real quick before we wrap?
Yeah, shout out all the Jam Motorsports boys, John, for getting us all in here tonight and having fun, and shout out to you guys too for putting this league on and getting in the broadcast booth here for the
I didn't want
race.
to, but I've been pitching. I'm like, keep me out of the booth. Or actually, after my little moment at Indy a couple weeks ago, maybe I should be in here. But there we go. So that's Dawson Buchanan, your race winner and your series leader, going into Mexico City here in 2 weeks. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, as we wrap up here, just a reminder, FR Racing's Garage Talk had a new episode Friday. Yeah, you can see my face on the screen right now. Woohoo. Eric and I will be putting on a new episode Friday, airs 9 a.m. Friday morning on YouTube, right here on Stadium Scene TV, actually. And catch it wherever you find new podcasts. So we'll be talking about the Phoenix weekend. As I mentioned, if you are at Phoenix Raceway for Saturday for the IndyCar race or Sunday for the Cup race, look for the Stadium Scene TV hat. I'll be the only one wearing one because it's the only hat that's ever been made like that. It's me. So come say hi. And real quick on the schedule next week, Monday night, Bottom Split Racing Series returns from Las Vegas, 10 p.m. Eastern. John Miles is in the booth for that. And if you want to race with us, visit frracingonline.com/BSRS. We'll prorate you in. We still have quite a few races left in the series. It's all for fun. Yeah, you probably won't win the championship, but it gives you a good opportunity to race. No yellow flags. We just run. We work on our racecraft. We get better, and you can see several of the drivers in this series are in Bottom Split and have been working really hard, and you can see the improvement by all of them. So we continue to get better, and this is a big reason why. Finally, next week, the GT Sprint Series returns, and we will be heading to Sebring. I'll be on the call. I won't be joined by Connor Fuge, who's usually with me on the Friday night stream, so we're looking for someone to hop in with me and hang out Friday nights, 11 p.m., 60-minute sprint, free to join. Just go to frracingonline.com, join the Discord, just say you're here for the free GT Sprint Series. We'll get you into that private group and give you the hosted credentials to join us. 10:30 p.m. is open qualifying, 11 p.m. for the 60-minute sprint. Hope to see you there, either watching it or driving with us. And then finally, actually not finally, Indy Racing World Series is back in 2 weeks at Dover Motor Speedway. This time Eric promises not to run the race at dusk. And then finally, as we mentioned before, 2 more races left in the Wednesday Night Dash Cup Series schedule 2 weeks from now at Mexico City. And then Phoenix. This is Phoenix. And then Michigan right after that to close the season out. Is Dawson going to hold on for another championship? Is Chris going to rally from his rough night tonight? We will find out. So thank you again. I'm DJ Fluck filling in for Jackson Lambros. Jackson will be back next time. I promise you won't have to hear me again this season. Thank you and good night.